Stoicism is not just a tool, it's a way of life. But before we get into that, I want to go back in time. I want to bring in some of the greatest thinkers: Pythagoras, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, the list goes on. These minds ultimately connected with deep inner truths, values, and principles. They were collectively evolving, progressing with what they discovered as truth. For instance, if you go back in time and you see what Pythagoras was about, he was a man that was devoted in searching for truth, a true philosopher. If you don't know, the word philosophy means friend of truth or wisdom. Pythagoras was a great example of this. On his quest for truth, he discovered that we have a connection to logos, known as reason. Reason allows us to understand how things are taking place and looking at them, observing it, and using rationality to distinguish the truth. So the backbone of Pythagoras was a mathematical approach of rationalizing, using reason to work out that everything around us can be measured and worked out. And he would say that this is a mathematical universe. We are all numbers. We are all connected. We all come from the same place, the same source. We had people like Socrates and Plato who also contributed towards reason and logos by allowing their teachings to come from core values, reason. For instance, Socrates will investigate. He wouldn't settle for what appears good, what appears strong. He would question. He would have the power and freedom to question, to find the truth. And Plato, who came from this line of thought, also contributed by bringing in other core values that we have discovered, the qualities that we have within. So when we understand Stoicism, we must know the minds behind Stoicism. When we think of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, they understood the discovery of understanding our core values. They understood the principles that wasn't separate from reality. The core values was connected to our reality. For instance, wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. All of these come from reason, come from logos. We wouldn't gain much knowledge, much wisdom, if we didn't understand the reasoning behind it. It is because of the reasoning that gives us the ability to understand these values. So really, these values are embodied. They are connected to reality. We must not think they are just invented. They are values that have been discovered a long time ago. And the line of thinkers behind that was people like Pythagoras, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. They all collectively enhanced this discovery within, using human qualities to figure out who we truly are and who we are made of. So when we think of Stoicism, we must think of our values and principles. And these principles and values go hand to hand to living life. You don't just pick and choose them. They're not things to be cherry-picked because they look good. This connects to the true reality and what it takes to live in the true reality. Now, the true reality that these guys understood is the reality of bringing the individual qualities into action. They wasn't just theories. They were things that we would bring to life. They wouldn't be just spoken about. You would actualize them. You would become them. They wouldn't just be theoretical. This is the power of individual quality that we possess, that we have the opportunity to connect with. When we enhance ourselves as individuals, and we become more conscious, we become more aware, and we fulfill our purpose in becoming more consciously aware of life and ourselves and the mind and how it operates, we become more powerful and more effective. But that is not the end of the story. These guys, these great thinkers, also contributed to humanity as a whole. So when we empower ourselves, we also have the ability to empower others. And in a way, it's a responsibility, because the more power we have, the more responsibility we have. And responsibility, as the word implies, is having the ability to respond rather than just to react to what comes and what we face every day, the circumstances and the challenges. We can react impulsively, emotionally, aggressively, or we can learn how to tune in with what is happening by not removing or distorting it, by accepting it and dealing with it and embodying what we have learned. This becomes wisdom. Wisdom is not theory when it becomes actualized. Once we gain the insights, once we embody the actions of the qualities and the values and the principles, we also have a responsibility to reflect this to our people. And why is that important? It's because we share compassion and we care and we think and we reflect and we see what's going on in the world. So when we see the ignorance and the nastiness and the corruption affecting our children, it is our time to respond actively, to help our fellow citizens, our people, our family, our friends, our system, so we can somehow contribute to humanity before our time, just like the great thinkers of our past, how they contributed towards self-discovery. This, in a way, is more than just individual purpose or individual importance. This becomes collective purpose or collective importance when we share our values to the world, not just to ourselves. And there are many ways to do this. You can do this in your business. And this is the important point here. So you can understand that Stoicism is not just a tool. It must be embodied with your work, with your family, with your everyday life. It's not something you just pick up and let go of. It's something you take with you for life, because they are discoveries, they are qualities that we have inside of us when you have the courage to find them. Just think about this for a second. If we were able to embody the values and the qualities and the principles that we have inside of us, and we was able to reflect that in our work, with our family and friends, with our communities, to our children, and that would have a ripple effect that will affect others in a positive way, in a way that helps them understand that as a human being, there are ways to live more truly. There are ways to improve who we are as human beings. Being true to yourself, being honest, and not lying just to win at any cost. Having the courage to step up, to go beyond your fear. Having the temperance to deal with your emotions. Having the wisdom to actualize them. No longer theoretically speaking about them, to speak about justice. Being able to distinguish from right and wrong. Are we not capable of this as a human race? Absolutely we are. So can we do this together? Yes. Before we bring any change into the world, we must understand how to embody these values and these principles. The future hasn't happened yet. The future depends on how we participate in this world. We can do this together. I know we can. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.